Dawn doesn't rise so much as crawl across the sky. A thin grey light pushes its way through the smoke that still hangs over the fields, clinging to the hedgerows and the bare branches like a widow's veil. The fire at Chafford has begun to die, but its breath still follows you as you return to Havering, the journey having taken the day, rest into the night, and now, once again into the morning, a faint taste of charcoal sits on the wind. A smear of soot beneath Sybil's nails, the echo of cracking beams in the ears. There are days that change a village. There are days that change a person. Nights that stain more deeply than blood. And so the road home feels different. Too open, too quiet. Every footstep is loud enough to betray you. Every birdsong feels careless in a way that feels almost obscene. And as you walk towards Havering with the knowledge that something has shifted in the world, in themselves, you consider that a man is dead, a boy is missing, a garrison is ash. And Havering is going to have questions that deserve answers, for death is a small thing, a silence where a voice used to sit. But the smallest acts of rebellion are smaller still, quiet, more like a dying heartbeat, and just as capable of changing the shape of everything that follows. Today you walk not towards comfort, but towards consequence, and towards grief that you might just have to explain very soon. And Ruth and Sybil, you both walk in silence, with heavy breaths and heavier thoughts. As the rooftops of Havering begin to rise over fields, what guilt weighs on you both?
Two men are dead, and the boy missing. I dragged all those people out there for nothing.
Guilt? I just carry other people's guilt. I don't have any of my own.
And I guess I'll ask for you then, Ruth. What do you wish that you're going to have to try and hide from those who will ask for answers?
As far as I'm concerned, Ivo turned himself in.
You walk back into town. People are starting to rise, go about their business, be busy. And you see a familiar cottage. This was Solomon's home. And the family's awake. They've been awake all night. They expected to hear footsteps in the dark last night, but that never came. And a small boy, a girl, look in your direction. And then you see looking over their shoulder an older woman who is always nagging at the ear of Solomon. Martha Treadwell. And where you saw hope in the faces of those children, you see a resignation and understanding from Martha, who puts two hands, one on either shoulder of the kids, and pulls them behind her and waits for your approach.
We'll walk up to her.
Welcome back. Where's the good doctor?
Ribbon's men. They were on the road and He stood up to them.
Mrs. Treadwell, he's coming back later, yeah? He will, right?
They'll be provided for. I'll make sure of that.
The older boy will say, with a seeming level of understanding. What would he want us to know? Tell us something true.
He'd want you to know that you had a brave father, and he hopes you too can be brave like him.
You see a level of disgust in Martha's eyes. Now, I'm going to throw out that I would like a test here to maintain her anger from spilling over. That's what you're being tested on. You can both participate, but I'd love to know how you might try and do that.
So I think it's just that expression of disdain on Martha's face. I think Ruth clocks it, and she'll just flick her eyes to the children, but quickly enough that she wants to make sure Martha sees it, a reminder that his children are here. Trying to just do a little emotional appeal. You might be angry, but not now, not in front of them.
Okay, I think that works, unless there's anything else you might like to add. I don't know if Sybil is trying to do anything separate here, or you're leaving it to Ruth.
I think Sybil is standing behind Ruth, letting her take the lead, but also staring down Martha, because Sybil's also quite a physically big and imposing woman, as well as sort of like, I know what you're thinking, and sort of like glancing from her to the kids and just being like, you sure you want to do this? So I think she's going to also sort of just like physical and emotional, I think, is what she's going to do there as well.
Okay. So I would like you both to roll. Oh, sorry, Michelle.
No, that's right. I'm going to make a play for potentially my job being useful here, because we've established that Ruth has been teaching some of the kids how to farm vegetables themselves, and Solomon's son is one of them. So there's a relationship already there that she's kind of drawing on by convincing Martha not to explode here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so. In order to use your job, your trade also gets used. Okay. So you add both of those dice. You need a 5. 1 5 on your pool.
I got a 7.
I got a
1.
6.
You both are able to use these varying different approaches, even though they're subtly similar, to watch as this angry woman holds her tongue. I'm sure your father will be home at some point soon. Isn't that right, ladies?
Sybil was caught off guard by that. Because to Sybil's mind, Ruth made it very clear that, hey, the kids will be well looked after is a he ain't coming back insinuation. So she's going to look at Martha and, Martha, are you feeling quite all right?
Haven't been for quite some days now.
I don't want you putting a false hope in these child's minds that will crush them later. You know as well as I, their father is not returning. And Ruth here is doing a lovely thing that she don't need to do in making sure them kids is looked after. What are you playing at?
You just watch as this woman who holds herself really strongly and likes to gossip and likes to talk about being strong just starts to break. And you watch it physically take her.
Completely against what Sybil would probably be expected to do. She rushes forward and holds Martha as she collapses.
We've lost too much. We can't lose more. It's not right.
We've all seen so much death and so much hardship. I know. And I know it's hard to be strong, but we got to be strong for these kids who've got a future, who may not have to see so much hardship.
Whispers. Did you see it happen?
I did.
Would you remember his face if you saw him again?
I would never forget it as long as I live.
If we see it again, you tell me.
Oh, I will. I won't need to tell you. You'll see me act when I see it again.
Not if I get there first, Sybil.
You and me both, Martha. We'll do it together.
Stands to her feet again and takes a moment. Oh, funny turn. They'll be well looked after, and looks to you, Ruth.
Yes, of course. Of course they will.
Let's get you both some breakfast, and takes the kids' arms and leads them back inside.
It's a kind thing you did, offering them shelter, food, clothing for maybe God knows how many years till they can fend for themselves. In this world, that's a incredibly kind and generous thing to do.
My father wouldn't be dead if it wasn't for me.
We all know it was my stupidity that got him dead. Don't blame yourself. I mean, you can if you want. That's just more food for me later. But you don't need to.
I don't need to confess to you. It's not kindness, it's atonement.
Whatever you need to do, sweetheart.
And with that, we'll mark one section on the scene clock, which is repent. As we move out of town, where Quentin, you're carrying or dragging or encouraging Will to run along muddy tracks, bramble paths, and fields. He's exhausted, but angry and also excited enough to keep moving. As he looks to you to say, you taking me home? Where we're going? What, that place was on fire. Who did that?
Oh, young William, all delightful questions to be concerned with after we are well away from the fire and the barracks and whatever else was happening there. Not our concern, not your concern, not mine. Our only concerns are each other right now.
Why did you save me? You don't even know me.
Well, I suppose it's more of a circumstance rather than anything. You were in there with me, and I feel like it's good to have a companion at times when you're out on the road. Now, sometimes it's best to go it alone. It's quieter and sometimes easier, but sometimes it's good to have a pair of eyes at your back, you know. Can't look everywhere at once.
Did you grab any weapons? What are we going to do with just our bare hands?
Well, William, you know, I have this dagger that we broke out with, and I think it's going to serve us well in the long run. Should any wealthy, wayward traveler find their way our way, we shall make do with our circumstances. You understand what I mean?
I don't know that I do, but...
You seem like a quick boy, though. You'll learn. you'll learn. As for if I'm taking you home, well, William, I'm not quite sure where your home is.
Havering.
Havering. All right. I think Quentin's going to take a moment because he's just been going on a directionless adrenaline. And I think he's actually going to take a moment to take stock of where he is.
I would say that you are the sort of individual that I would expect would know your way across the land, but I would also like to make a test to see if you're fully aware of where exactly you are right now.
I felt you might. Right. Let me see. So I think it's going to be intellectual as a start, just using wherewithal and prior knowledge of the area. Can I incorporate my trade? What time of day is it by now? Is it morning?
It's morning, so you
Okay.
have traveled a bit into the night trying to escape from people.
Mm-hmm. I would say, because my trade works best during the night, I think during the night I would have had like an instinctual direction that he was heading towards, and so is using the morning light to see if that's correct. So I don't know if I could use my trade in that way, but not necessarily my job. Like I know how to navigate by night.
I think that's reasonable. Yeah.
Great. That's 2 die.
And you just need a single 5 on either of those die. Or 5 or more.
A 7.
Yes, with a 7, you will have been able to figure out that you are, I would say, maybe half a day's walk to Havering. You look to see what the sun is rising from to understand that you probably a little bit east of there right now. Northeast, so you'd be traveling southwest.
All right, William. Do you know much of direction?
I don't know what that means.
Okay, so our good friend, the sun here, enemy to some, but friend to us today, is rising in the east and shall carry its lovely way across the sky to rest itself in bed in the west. We are east of Havering, which is your home. So, if we travel, in what direction shall we get to Havering?
And he will look at the sun, take in what you've said, and then kind of a bit non-committally point west-ish.
Correct. See, I knew that you are a very quick learner, quite smart boy. So, if we are to travel west, we shall arrive to Havering about half a day.
Okay. Is it safe to take the roads, or are we going to have to travel? I've never done anything like this before.
Don't worry, I've done many things like this before, so I have at least that covered for us.
Okay. I'll follow you. Just please get me home. My mother's going to be very upset.
Speaking of your mother, how
She doesn't have any
generous-
money. She doesn't have any money.
Fine.
My father died yesterday. Day before. I can't remember how long. So I'm sure someone will reward you, but it won't be her.
Wasn't much thinking of reward as more
She's
of a
not
room
looking
and
to get
board.
married again.
Room and board, young William. Room and board.
Well, there'll be somewhere to stay, hopefully.
I can do with a hopefully. Come on.
And you head in the direction of southwest. We return to the town. You both have left this conversation with Martha and the two children. Do you continue to travel into town together, or do you go your separate ways?
I'd be happy to travel still with Ruth. I don't see why she would go a different way if they're heading in the same direction, unless Ruth doesn't want her to.
I think Ruth is too aware of good manners to overtly tell Sybil to go away, but can feel that the salivatory glands in Sybil's mouth going with the guilt that Ruth is wearing on her sleeve. She's very aware.
Yeah.
She's very aware of it.
Can I roll a dice to see if I can figure out that you're uncomfortable, GM? Just for fun.
I think absolutely we can test to see if you're able to understand what Ruth's emotional state is right now. How would you be doing that? Is that
I think purely an emotional I just want to roll the d6 and see if she clocks from an emotional level that Ruth wants to not have her around.
Okay, go for it.
I got a 3. Sorry, Ruth. You're stuck with me. I think Sybil is just chatting away. Oh, did you see those flames? My God, I could toast a marshmallow on those. If marshmallows exist, which they do not. She's just chatting away about the night and just completely oblivious to Ruth's uncomfortableness next to her.
But where did he go? Where did William go?
That, I don't know. All I can hope is that I don't know. He's obviously a cleverer boy than we gave him credit for. Hopefully he's in town. Hopefully he beat us to it.
I hope so. I told him he had to look after his mother. He promised he would look after his mother.
And I'm sure he will. If it's the only family he has left, I don't think he's going to go abandoning her, especially after how he acted about his father. If he's still alive, he'll make it back to his mother.
You think he... Yes. Yes.
And that's when you see a woman standing, looking east. And it looks like she's been steadfast doing this for the past 2 days.
Is it Mrs. Hayward?
Agnes Hayward.
Agnes?
Oh, God.
Sorry.
So before you approach Agnes, or before we get too close, I think we'll just be like, are you all right doing this? You all right speaking to her? Or would you like me to?
Of course I can speak to her. Why would I? Of course.
Listen, I'm just saying, you go right on ahead, darling. Go right on ahead.
Sybil, you feel a hand grab at your arm.
Oh?
And Father Ansem looks to you.
Oh, Father.
Where's
Pleasure.
the boy?
Well, Ruth is just about to tell his mother he wasn't there when we got there.
And in this moment, I feel like Ruth would have continued walking while Sybil has this conversation. He wasn't there.
Oh, it was a surprise to his jailers and all.
Just the two of you. Where's the others?
Solomon didn't make it. And not quite sure what happened to Ivo. Ruth doesn't seem to want to talk about it too much.
And you're trying to make her talk about it.
I mean, she'll come to me or you, perhaps, one way or another, I'm sure, when she's ready.
Sybil, child, what sins have you taken into yourself at night? How many more will you swallow before you choke on them?
Oh, Father, come on. You think I'm doing this purely for selfish reasons? Sure, it gets me fed. Sure, it keeps me in this voluptuous body you see before you. But it also takes weight off of people who can't bear weight no more.
No, God made no creature to bear the rot of others. What you describe as pride, not piety.
She looks him up and down. You think you're so selfless in what you do? You don't do it for how the church keeps you housed and how the tithes keep you in money and keep you fed. You don't just do it for the love of God.
I do it because I believe I give people hope.
As do I.
No, I don't believe that's true.
Believe what you want, Father. I don't have guilt on my conscience. She's going to look at him in a kind of knowing kind of way. Everyone has guilt for something. I should know. Tasted enough of it off everyone.
You're hiding sins of your own.
Oh, sure. None of us are without sin.
You don't confess them. You're sated only by the gluttony of others.
Father, I have been called many things. I have been cast out. I have narrowly avoided being sent to hell on many an occasion. It's nothing you can say that will hurt me. Not anymore.
I don't
Preach what
wish
you want to
to
preach.
hurt you, Sybil. I wish to save you.
Well, what was there to save died when I was just a little girl. Good day, Father. And she's going to walk away.
He just stands in silence for a moment. Ruth, you approach Agnes Hayward.
Agnes?
Where's my boy?
Agnes, we got to the garrison. He wasn't there. He escaped. He escaped
What?
somehow, Agnes.
They don't have them. You don't have him. Who has him? He's just a boy. He can't be out there on his own.
I think he has himself, Agnes.
We must find him. What? How did you get here? If he was gone, you must have said something about being from here. Or did you lie? What happened?
They saw us. They thought that we had something to do with his escape, which we did not, Agnes. I pray that he comes back to you.
I do.
If he
not
does,
know that. I know that he knows that you had something to do with it. I pray that my son does not come here.
if he does, we have to hide him.
I think we need to do more than that. I think you've led this place to its end.
Agnes, what I did was for your boy.
If they think that you were part of trying to break him out and escape from there.
He escaped irrespective of what I did.
Were all the men still alive?
Riven's men, we certainly didn't do any harm to them.
than a garrison full of soldiers. That's what to expect.
You can't blame me for this, Agnes. You can't blame me.
No, you're right. You were doing the right thing. He's out there, you think?
It's out there.
Why is it just you and Sybil? Where's Ivo?
They took him.
God rest his soul.
May God have forgiveness on all of us.
Someone should tell Ivo's wife. I can do it.
Thank you. Thank you, Agnes. Yes, I think that's thoughtful of you. I ought to keep spreading the word that people should be ready.
I'm probably going to leave town once I've told an eye out, an ear out, or anything of Will.
Where would you go?
I don't know. But my husband was beaten and taken from me. My son was stolen from me. And I don't know why. I don't know why they took Thomas.
I know why. Because of the greed of men. Agnes, don't leave. Your son may yet come back to you. You want him to come back and find you gone? I know what it is to lose everyone. Agnes. If there's a chance to hold on to somebody, stay and hold on to him.
Gonna test you to try and convince her to stay.
So this is definitely an emotional appeal, but I'm also kind of pulling on like our shared kind of memories of the Black Death. So I kind of want to make an argument for that being the Earth. Kind of the memories of, I have this the skill about the deep roots and the memories of what's happened in this place. So
I would also throw out to you that you obviously know what happened, and you know that it was because of the greed of men, but you know specifically it was the greed of one man. And so whether you wanted to bring that into it, I would perhaps give you an extra dice to do so. You're also welcome to shield her from that information if you'd rather not tell her about the beekeeper.
Oh, she's not going to be that specific. No.
Then please go ahead and roll your dice. You're looking for a 5 or more.
Okay, I got a 5 and a 6.
Okay. You appeal to this woman that you know what it's like to lose everything and to not abandon and truly lose. And also, in that case, probably her son has lost everything too. And she will look at you to say, if I stay, I have a pitchfork. I should probably give that a clean. Yes. That's what I'll do. I'll work in the garden. That's where I'll be.
There's always things to be done there.
Till the soil. Make something grow.
Thank God for the gifts he gives us.
Amen. You're going to take on a temporary retainer in Agnes Hayward. As we return to the road. So if we continue just to follow in the direction of the sun, if it moves over do we just need to keep... this is a lot to take in.
So the sun, it travels from east, so it rises in the east. Have you considered much sailing, young William?
I've only ever considered farming. I've not really thought more about the next week.
Ah, I see. You know, my father was a farmer. He worked the land until his hands went as nobly as the roots he would pull. And he died on that land, and then that land was taken. My mother didn't cope well too much after that, as I suspect your mother isn't coping much well without you there. So, the sun rises in the east. It travels across the sky. Up until midday, it should be at the center. So with the sun at our back, by the time it makes midday, it shall be overhead, and we should be near or at your home of Havering.
With that, you hear the sound of 2 sets of horse footsteps and the trundling of a wooden wheel.
Aye, shh. And I'm gonna get Will to duck down.
Maybe it doesn't sound like soda. It sounds like... that sounds like a cart. Huh? Maybe they can help us.
You're a very optimistic lad, Will. It's good to keep... hold on, though. And I'm going to try and scout what this is.
I'm going to try and scout. I would like you to make a test for me then, to see if you're able to do this subtly.
Yay. Okay. I will try to use my physical, keeping low to the ground, navigating my way, intelligence, knowing the paths that they're going to come up the road, the easiest path to take, and trying to keep out of their sight. I am a hood. It is my trade. My job is pickpocket, though, so I think I need to get a bit closer to them in order to apply that. But I think my trade is going to help me here.
Great. I agree with all of that. I'm happy with that dice pool you've put together.
So... a 5.
There was a moment there.
Yeah.
You're able to encourage Will to stay low and then rise up to look over. And that's when you see someone that you recognize. A quite elderly man with one eye that seems to be kind of permanently closed over a cap on a cart that has a large blanket on the back. 2 horses, and they look bedraggled. These are very old horses. This is Edric Thane. He's a man who travels with a cart full of tools, and that's what he tells people. You know that not to be true.
I think recognizing him, Quentin will pop up and say, "Good morrow, good fellow. What food hast?"
Shit. My chest can't take that anymore these days, and well, you know that.
Edric. Oh, it's good to see
Sneaking
a
up on
familiar
me in the middle of
face.
nowhere. What's this all about?
Oh, Oh, William, come.
Is safe?
Yes.
Oh, you're not alone. Right. I don't have any money. Don't steal from me.
It's fine. I'm not training the lad. William, this is Edric. Edric is, I think a friend is a bit strong.
Yeah, acquaintance I'd probably put at it.
An old acquaintance of mine.
Mm-hmm. Where are you headed?
I'm getting this lad back to Havering.
Have you found your morals? Did the Lord talk to you finally?
Oh, the Lord works in mysterious ways. Were it not for young William, I'd probably still be in... Where were we, William? Chafford?
Chafford, yeah, never in the garrison,
Chafford.
Chafford. With that, this individual is going to say, Chafford, that place burnt to the ground.
Did it? Not for us to know.
He'll look at you knowingly and say not a word about that. Well, they say soldiers are mustering. Something about a burning.
Oh, is it? I mean, I'll be frank with you.
No, be
Edric.
Quentin, please. Don't lie to me.
All right, I'll try to be Quentin. It's rather hard. We didn't burn it down. If it burnt, it really was naught to do with us.
Right. Well, this county's turning mean. I've never seen anything like it. Who's the boy? Who is this boy? Why are you taking him home?
He was in my cell. When I got out, you came with me. And I think there was a promise of room and board.
Shrugs. Well,
That's what I've got so far.
Havering, he said.
Yes, I'm still trying to make my way into London. It's just hairy.
Why would anyone do that?
I've got a cousin said something about what was it? A ship not in London but passing through London. Something, I don't know.
You trying to leave? I think that go to London to leave again. I understand.
It's the paperwork of the thing. I just need to not be here.
I see. Well, I guess he looks down at his bag, pretends to look. I have a thing delivered to Havering.
Or do you?
Now, you're welcome to hitch a ride, but I'm going to suggest that you don't sit up front with me and that you hide in the back with the others.
Is it? Well, William, you heard the man in the back.
Wait, what? And he gets off of the cart and walks around and pulls up this large fabric rug. And in the back, there are no living people in here. Hey, you have to make work somehow. And your gut strong, boy, and you can see this young kid, like, gone white as a sheet.
How old?
Are you talking to Will or are you talking to the people in the cart?
I'm talking to Edric. It's like, how fresh are these?
Oh, a day or two.
Prime. Breathe gently, William.
You climb in. He tucks back over. Half a day, we'll be there. If you need a moment, let me know. We can get some air.
Tuck in and go.
He climbs back to the front, and as though he's talking to no one, but still talking to you. Folk with nothing left do strange things.
That they do. That they do. I'm rather glad I didn't have breakfast now.
No, well, have a rummage. There might be something valuable back there before I have to hand these off. Soldiers come with a high price on them, you see.
Beggars truly can't be choosers, and he'll start rummaging.
And this is, at this point, as you do that, realize that this is half a garrison's worth of soldiers in this cart.
Mm-hmm. I did figure.
And he gets up the horses, and on they move. As you move, will say, "Is this what life is like for you, usually?"
Now, young William, the thing you have to understand, there is no usually when it comes to a life like this. Each day is its own wonder, joy, and surprise, ever tilting forward towards some new mystery. That is to say, it can be bumpy at times, but we persevere. Perseverance is key. We must go through to the next day and the next.
I think I recognize that one. And then he goes quiet.
Don't know what I'm going to do with you, lad. Hopefully your mother will know.
We're going to skip forward a little bit in time as we're getting closer towards the evening. Settles in back in the town. Where do you think Ruth and Sybil have ended up as the day has gone on? Have you gone home? Have you gone to the ale house? Have you gone somewhere else?
Ruth has gone around people in the village to share a similarly vague account of how he went to the garrison and Will was already gone, and surely the soldiers will come looking for him, so be prepared. And having shared this message and dodged questions all day long, she is now looking for Sybil wherever she is.
I think instead of Sybil's usual place where she would go to the alehouse or the pub and just sort of wait for people to approach her, I think this time she's just gone home just to be by herself, especially after her run-in with the priest. She just... It's been a day. It's been a couple of days, and she just wants some time to herself. So if you are looking for Sybil, she will be at home.
Ruth knocks on the door tentatively at first, and then getting louder and more frantic until Sybil answers.
You hear shuffling from behind the door, and Sybil's like, all right. And she comes in. What's it? Oh, well, I was expecting you at some point, but not so soon. Suppose you should probably come in. And she steps aside to let you into her very small, kind of like one room, probably, house with like a table next to a fireplace and a bed on one side. Come on in. Take a seat.
I think Ruth just kind of stands awkwardly and ignores the directive to take a seat and just turns to Sybil. How can you be so calm? Do you realize what we've done?
Oh, yes. It was bound to happen at some point. Why not now?
They're going to come. Soldiers that...
Ruth, do you really think Thomas was going to be a one-off? That wouldn't happen again, maybe next week after. Maybe it'd be two people who can't pay their tithes or their taxes, or then it'd be three, then it'd be maybe a whole family's house gets burnt down just to be a lesson to everybody else.
That was cruelty, but this will be revenge. They know where we came from, Sybil. And when we left, the place was aflame.
You're right. And like I said before we left, I'd rather go down fighting than wait to be picked off one by one, just when they feel like it.
But that's what you'd rather. We've made a decision for everyone.
True. Maybe I have damned everyone in this village. But in my opinion, they were already damned. It was just a matter of maybe in one night or across maybe 6 months. Slow and painful or quick. Same happens, everyone's going to die eventually anyway. At least this way, there's a few less soldiers that we'll have to deal with, eh?
Sybil, it's not you who's damned them. It's my fault. They know where we came from. I bargained. I vote for William's freedom.
Oh. Well. And Sybil's going to sit on a chair at the table and lean back. And why did you do that?
He's the reason William's father is dead. He reported that he was withholding tithes. He betrayed us.
Yeah, he did. He told me the same thing.
You knew?
Of course I did. It was weighing heavy on his soul. He had to let it out. That's why he was trying to repent. Trying to do what he could to get his son back. He was trying to make amends. He knew what he did was wrong. Doesn't excuse it by any means. But that's why he was trying so hard to get William back.
And it was all for nothing. William escaped before we even got there.
Yeah, that kid is there's a lot more going on with that kid than we all realised. Good for him.
There are no amends, are there? You're right, Sybil, we are all damned.
In one way or another.
Riven tried to kill me and John stepped in front.
Then that was his choice, wasn't it?
Yes.
You know, when people tell me their sins, God, some of them are so juicy, some of them are so filling, because they're just big. They're really nasty. But yours, you're telling me these things, they don't mean anything because they're not your burdens to bear. Oh, barely a snack. It's only you that feel this imaginary weight of these sins that got nothing to do with you. Selling someone out, sure. But other people dying for you because they chose to ain't nothing. That's not a sin. It's not guilt. You're just harbouring stuff because you can't let go. Will you end up paying for betraying Ivo? That's for God to decide, innit?
What would you know of God?
I'm getting pretty fucking sick of all you pious bastards telling me that you know God more than I. I've seen hell. I think I have right to believe in God more than anyone.
I bet you've seen hell is about the first thing you've said that I've believed today.
Ruth, I think it's best you leave. I tried to alleviate you of your self-burden. If you want to make yourself feel guilty for no reason, go ahead. Do it somewhere else.
I'll leave you with Satan for company.
At least he'll keep me warm. She'll open the door expectantly for you to leave.
She leaves.
As you were leaving, walking in the direction to perhaps knock on this door, Ivor's wife, and we'll say, there you are, towards you, Ruth. Agnes told me the brave things my husband did, and I just wanted to come and say thank you. Can I buy you an ale or something?
You needn't thank me for your husband's needs. Those he did himself.
Well, at least drink with me in his honor.
If that's what you wish.
Quentin, will you and this cart reach a low ridge? And you'll hear the winds kind of moving across it, not being able to see you underneath this tarp-like rug that's been draped over the cart. And you'll hear from up front, "Aho! Dozens of them, maybe more down there. What are they all doing here? That, you don't see that every day, I have to say, Quentin. Dozens of soldiers. It's like they're readying for a war, but that war's a bit further away."
Dozens of... And I think Quentin's trying to get an eye out from the other side of the tarp without causing too much of a disturbance.
Yeah, I'm not going to get you to roll for this because you are quite a distance away from them, but you will see if you're peering out that there are quite a number of them down there. They're only horses. There doesn't seem to be anything else with them. But maybe he's probably exaggerating. It's probably around 18, 19 individuals. And at the front of this group, you recognize an individual wearing what looks to be slightly fancier armor than the others. You thought he probably died in that fire.
Oh, shite and a half. Young William.
Yeah, that's not a great way to start a sentence. What is going on?
Would you like good news or bad news?
Is there good news?
The good news is that Edric is a bit of a braggart and is saying numbers much higher than they are currently in front of us.
You'll just hear from up front again saying, "Don't give away all my tricks now, lad."
I wouldn't dream of it. The bad news is that head guard that was in Chafford, the one that was really pompous and angry.
Riven? He's still alive?
Mm-hmm. And is lightly leading the charge to your village in Havering.
Right, we can these horses go any faster?
They're a bit old.
From up front, you'll say, "Hey, it's putting down my two good girls."
I'm not telling porcupines. They're old, Edric. I didn't say they weren't good, but they're old.
The best. You looking
And-
for me to get a shift on?
If you don't mind, how far out are we?
From here, you're about 30 minutes.
I think if you could make that shorter.
He could, but we're gonna have to test it.
Yes.
How would you like to try and help convince this to happen?
I think I'll appeal to the business side of him in saying that, look, Edric, there is a good amount of people and a good amount of supplies. I don't think, with what I've been hearing, the Lord of the land has been taking all the tithes. So there may be a few things we're salvaging from this village. And then he'll say even quieter, and should the gods get there, there may be things even more worth your while, but we need to get this land home first.
And then Will is going to say quite closely, I know you're trying to shield me from it, but I understand. If we get there sooner, then perhaps there'll be more soldiers for you to take away. And as your retinue, he's going to add an additional intellectual dice to this.
An additional intellectual?
Which for him will be a D6
A
rather
D6,
than his.
yeah.
Yes,
Okay, nice. We're hood, so that's trade. Yeah, I think that's it. Intellect. Oh, that's an extra dice. I don't need that. Okay. All right. It's a 6.
All right then. We'll get there a little bit quicker. And you'll feel the cart shift as the horses speed up. They don't seem happy about it. Horses can be quite vocal, and they return his demand for speed with irritation. You feel yourself jostle a bit. One of these bodies will roll onto you a little. We'll move back to town. Ruth, you're walking across the green with Ivo's wife. What happened at the end?
He would have done anything to help young William.
He was a good man. And cared about each and every one of his workers. But did
You loved
anything
him
for this
for that.
village? I did. And you made it back. That's important. But I hear you didn't come back with Agnes's son.
No, he found his own way.
Hopefully he'll be here soon.
I hope so too, but I do fear that more may follow.
What do you mean?
It's a garrison, there's soldiers, and he escaped.
Their memories don't last very long. I'm sure they'll forget about it by the morning over one too many ales.
I hope very much that you're right.
What will you be drinking?
Well, I tried ale and it wasn't much to my pleasure, but I'll keep you company while you drink yours.
Of course. Sybil, I would like to test you if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
Your house is a little bit further away from the green, probably closer towards the edge.
Yeah.
I would like to see if you hear anything untowards.
Okie dokie. I think. Gosh, what would that be trait-wise? Physical for just like physically hearing stuff. And let's say intellectual. If she's just kind of keeping an ear out because she knows there's probably going to be either more people knocking on her door or the guards probably turning up because she knows the wrath is coming. And I think because of what she does, her trade, she does just generally have to keep an ear out because Ruth is not the first person, nor will they be the last, that has not liked her very much. She's had to be on the ear out for potentially people wanting to do something worse to her over the years. So I think if you'll allow that, I will do those 3, I think.
Sounds good.
Nope. The highest I got was a 4.
As far as you can tell, it's just quiet out this evening. Maybe hear the hoot of an owl a little bit further away.
Maybe get one more good night's rest before it all goes to hell.
What do you think you do in this moment, though?
She's stewing. I think after her interaction with Ruth, she's pacing around her small house. I do this for others. I don't just do this for me. Who the hell do they think they are telling me why I do something? They're not me. They don't know. She'll sit down on a chair and huff. They're all worried about hell and vengeance and wrath and death. It's already here. Stupid. Why not take a few of them out in the process? Why are people so afraid of meeting their end head on instead of just waiting passively for it to happen? Well, I'm sure come the morrow, we'll see who is passive and who's gonna go down fighting. We'll see.
And at that point, this cart comes trundling to a stop into town. And you'll hear a voice, Quentin, say, "Well, I think we're here. It's awful quiet."
Quentin's gonna throw the tarp off, just oh.
I don't ever want to be in a place like that again.
Try to stay alive then, young William. Oh, air is so fresh. Sweet, sweet air.
I'm gonna go find my mother. Thank you so much.
Of course, and do be remembering the name of the person who helped you out in times of dire need.
We'll grab your arm and say, "Come with me then."
All right. Edric, I will see you around. If it gets too hairy, then our paths shall cross again one day, probably.
And you head off in the direction of where Will's house would be.
Yes.
Evening settling over Havering, with, as far as what Ruth and Ivo's wife can see, a trace of peace. The village holding its breath, candles lit in windows, too many doors half open. People do talk in hushed whispers. You've spread in some people's minds rumours around soldiers on the march, vengeance in pockets, and nobleman humiliated and perhaps hungry for blood. And as you cross the green together, the last of the light fades to an iron grey, and you see, running with another individual behind them, Will Hayward. And for a moment you feel elation. It seems like this village might sleep. The stillness, thin, fragile. Even the wind feels like it stops. And then the world snaps as a boot scuffs behind you, a whisper of metal, and before you can turn, an arm lashes towards you. 2 more men rush from the shadows, helmets low, grip sure, and one clamps a gauntleted hand across your mouth, and another hauls you backward by the waist. The other, who's here, cries out Ivo's wife a sharp, desperate word, but a 4th soldier slams a shield into her ribs and sends her sprawling into the mud. And then, stepping forward, face bruised from the firelight and chaffered, hair singed, a ragged bandage across one cheek. Thought you'd hide behind your thatched hovels? Thought the night would keep you safe? He nods to the men that are holding you. This one swings first, the rest will follow. You watch as a hand tries to reach towards you, but a blade will touch the back of her neck as a warning. Havering, Ribbon says, looking over the village green, repents tonight, and you feel yourself dragged towards the dark line of trees at the edge of town, towards rope and gallows and the promise of a spectacle of first light tomorrow.